Hi everybody, welcome to another RC video. Today we got two kits to build. So Team Associated decided to release both of their trucks as updates. These are the 10th scale short course truck in the smaller box, and then the stadium truck in the larger box. And the only reason this is larger is because it comes with a body and the short course doesn't. So both these kits got updated to the .2 editions, and they've added to the kits all of the features with the normal .2 that they added to the buggies. So they've got the B74 style rear hubs and a couple of minor changes that I'll highlight on the trucks, like the side mounted fan. The short course truck got a new rear shock tower. Both the kits come with the weighted receiver tray. So yeah, let's jump into these guys and rip them open and see what they look like. Okay, so I'm gonna take a stab at the short course truck first here. All right, so in the box, you're not gonna see any wheels in here. So the truck doesn't come with a body also, but it has everything to get you going. So got the side rails. Here's that 13-gram receiver tray. And at the very bottom is the chassis. There we go. So cool, really looking forward to checking this out. I think they upgraded the bumper too on this guy. So let's take a look at the stadium truck. So I'll move that aside. And here's what the stadium truck looks like. It does come with this standard body, which I believe is a proline design. Okay, here's what the proline body looks like, and I would be shocked to see proline bodies in the future for Team Associated cars. I have a feeling that J Concepts is going to be making all their bodies in the future. And of course, it's got a lot of parts. We've got some wings in here for the back of the truck. And again, no wheels. Got the updated or the included receiver tray in this one also. This one does have, I think, new front and rear shock towers. Of course, it's got the B74 hubs and a couple other little upgrades as well, like wider rear hexes. So just a quick overview of how I'm going to be set up here. And for my build tools, I've just got an electric screwdriver here with the clutch and a 5.5 and a 7mm wrench and a 2.0 so I can put in the drill or the screwdriver. And then this is a 1.5, and then just a turnbuckle wrench. So I'm gonna kind of build them side by side here, and we'll do a little bit of time lapse while I'm working on it. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is always super free and nothing is binding. So the way you do that is, if you're using a electric screwdriver, you first of all don't tighten them all the way down, and then use the hand wrench to get them the rest of the way. And if they're too tight, you'll notice that this doesn't fall, and that's also going to impact your car when it's on the track. So make sure these are nice and free, but that they're tight enough so that there's no slop. Okay, so the first parts of the manual are done. You can see it includes the steering and all those ball studs and the side rails for the chassis. And we got these cool Nerf bars for the short course truck. And these little padding spots for the batteries. Not much different between the truck here and the short course. I think All of the front is exactly the same on both trucks. And of course the side rails are a little bit different on the stadium truck than the short course truck. So it's time to pick out the servos for the trucks, and the short course is going to get the Savox SC6.2 TG, which is titanium gear. For the stadium truck, it's getting the Reedy RT1508, and this one will do 6 volts or 7.4. So both excellent servos. They're not super short, so no worry about stripping out gears on these guys. They're going to be beefy and plenty of torque for these two trucks. All right, something to keep an eye out when you're putting together the transmission. See how that is not aligned? You want to make sure that hole is in the center of those two parts. So when you put these 14 mil screws in the bottom, here and here, sometimes it will make that part not become aligned. So you might need to pull the plastic around a little bit so that they're aligned. Here's the assembled transmission, and one thing I noticed with both the trucks is they come with the new Octa spur gear, and you can see it's got 8 tabs for locking the factory team slipper pads in place. So the slipper pads are an optional part, and their tabs just kind of pop into each one of these openings. And everything else with the transmission is exactly the same between the buggy, the truck, and the stadium truck. So the short course truck, the stadium truck, and the buggy. And which is nice because they're all backward compatible with each other. Here are their new hubs for both the trucks. They're identical. They both have the 8.5 millimeter hex on the back. And you can kind of see the design here. The one complaint I have about this design is if you break this ball stud, chances are you're going to have to replace this aluminum because it'll break off flush and you may not be able to get it out. So this is something that if you were to order extra parts, I would definitely pick up another one of these sets of aluminum as well as the ball stud. They had to keep it very small to clear the bearing right there. On the truck, they have these different hinge pin. It's kind of got the lock nut on the end of them. And that's because they did update the rear arms on the stadium truck. But on the short course truck, they've got the old style ones with the little grub screws to keep them in place. So until they upgrade the rear arms on the short course truck, we're going to be stuck with these probably. Or you could probably replace them with aftermarket if you wanted to. Okay, well, here's the finished product on both the trucks, and I'm loving how they turned out. This is the stadium truck, and you can see I have just a mounted fan to give you an idea of what that looks like. The build on both trucks, start to finish, was great. The only problems I think I ran into were a few screws here and there that were not in the right bag. But everything fit together good, and I really like how the transmission and all the parts that carry over from the buggy into the trucks. I think that's a great idea. It really helps people save on money for spares on both kits. You may notice on the short course there are a few small upgrades. So for example, the body mounts got upgraded with these proline body mounts, and they're pretty easy to install on the stock body mounts. You just clip off the existing mount flush, and then you drill a hole and put the Allen head that comes with the nuts just right in that hole, and put the O-ring on top of it. And what this does is it helps that reduce that rattle that you get with the short course body as it goes around the track. The other thing that got upgraded on the short course is aluminum bulkhead, and this just toughens up the truck a little bit. This is a common thing for folks to break, so this is nice to have as a upgrade option. Both these kits are set up pretty much out of the box. So they got 30 weight shock oil front and rear, white springs. We'll be tweaking and adjusting those obviously to meet the needs of our track. So on the stadium truck we have the Positron tire from Proline and the mono dish wheel from J Concepts. And I believe these are DE racing wheels. I know the fronts are at least the Speedline wheels, and of course the Positron truck tires. These work really good at our track, and I'll probably jump between Positron and Electron to see how they work. Maybe Electrons in the front, Positrons in the back, or something like that. So yeah, that's the two new trucks, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.